All right, so we're taking a deep dive into futures trading this time.
Looks like someone's eager to be on that trading floor, huh?
Well, you sent us a ton of material, a career guide, interview tips, even stuff on this platform called RoleCatcher.
It is quite the collection. Where do you even want to start?
Honestly, the sheer amount of strategy involved jumped out at me. Like, everyone pictures futures trading as this super instinctual thing.
Right, but these materials really stress analysis above all else, understanding economic indicators, market trends.
Yeah, it's way more calculated than people realize. Like, you need the brain of a chess player, not just someone who takes risks.
Absolutely. And the skills they emphasize in the guide reflect that active listening, critical thinking.
Oh, and don't forget persuasion. That one really threw me for a loop. Why would a futures trader need persuasion?
Think about it. A big part of a senior futures trader's job is building those client relationships. Persuasion isn't about being slick, it's about building trust, which is essential in successful trading.
So you're not just a numbers person, you need people skills too. That's super interesting.
It's a more multifaceted role than it might seem at first glance.
And speaking of career paths, I did appreciate how clearly the guide laid that out.
It is more structured than you might assume. You generally start at the entry level, assisting more experienced traders.
Okay, makes sense. Get your feet wet before you dive into the deep end.
Exactly. Then comes junior trader, where you start developing and trying out your own strategies. Finally, you reach the senior trader level, managing portfolios, mentoring new traders, the whole 9 yards.
So you're climbing the trading desk ladder. But one thing that's emphasized throughout is constant learning. You can't just learn it once and coast in this field.
Not at all. The guide even mentions how new trading technologies pop up constantly. Strategies need updating. The market itself is always changing.
Right. It's like the Wild West out there. So to stay on top, you basically need to be a lifelong student.
Precisely. A futures trader who isn't learning is falling behind.
Okay, so you've got to love to learn to thrive in this kind of role. But let's say you've got the basics down, you're ready to job hunt. Those interview tips you sent are intense.
They're designed to show what it really takes to be successful in this world. You need more than just technical know-how.
Some of them are tough. How do you handle a losing trade? Describe a time you had to handle conflict.
Right. It's about revealing a candidate's emotional intelligence, their resilience. Those are essential in such a high-pressure environment.
Like they're testing if you'll crack under pressure as much as they are your knowledge of pork bellies or whatever.
Exactly. They want to see you can think on your feet and handle the emotional roller coaster that trading can be.
Okay, but hold on, because this is where things get really wild. This RoleCatcher platform, it sounds like a complete game changer.
It really highlights how technology is transforming the job hunt. Just imagine a tool that analyzes job descriptions to help you tailor your resume.
That alone would be amazing. But it even does AI-powered feedback on your interview skills.
It's all about streamlining the job search, making it less daunting, especially in a field as competitive as futures trading.
No more firing off resumes into the abyss and hoping for the best. RoleCatcher actually helps employers find you based on your skills. That's incredible.
It's about empowering the job seeker, giving them the tools and knowledge they need to stand out.
And they have thousands of those career guides you mentioned, resources, even an AI to help you answer those tricky application questions.
It's like having your own personal career assistant in your pocket.
Honestly, I need that just for my everyday life, forget job hunting. So we've established RoleCatcher is amazing, but let's get back to the career path itself. The guide breaks it down into those three main stages, right?
Yes, entry-level, junior trader, and the peak, senior trader. And what's fascinating is how the responsibilities at each level change, reflecting your growing understanding of the market and your increasing autonomy.
Okay, so let's break each of those stages down. First up, entry-level futures trader. What's life actually like in those early days?
Well, think of it as a trial by fire, though hopefully no actual fires on the trading floor.
Right, got to draw the line somewhere.
You're mainly there to learn the ropes, assist the more seasoned traders, get a feel for the market's pace. It's about soaking up information like a sponge, building those foundational skills.
Kind of like an apprenticeship, but instead of woodworking, it's high finance. And the guide actually gave a sample profile of an entry-level trader, which I thought was helpful.
Oh, yeah. What did they highlight there?
So they've obviously got a good grasp of the market already, experience assisting senior traders. Oh, and being able to analyze like trends and news to make smart trading decisions.
All essential, even at that early stage. And they stress attention to detail, strong organizational skills.
Can't be messy when millions are on the line, right?
Exactly. And knowing all those regulatory requirements inside and out is key too. Shows you're serious about the work.
Right, right. They also mentioned having a bachelor's in finance and passing industry exams like the Series 3.
Which is a good point to bring up those certifications. Even if they're not always mandatory to get hired, they give you a real leg up.
Definitely. Shows you've gone the extra mile.
The Series 3, for example, that's administered by FINRA, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority.
Catchy name. So what does that one prove?
Passing it demonstrates you can handle options trading, which is key knowledge for a futures trader.
It's like telling employers, hey, I didn't just wander in here by accident. I know my stuff.
Exactly. Establishes your credibility.
Okay, so you've paid your dues at the entry level, learned a ton, now you're ready for more responsibility. Cue dramatic music.
It's time for the junior futures trader.
This is where things get interesting. Now you're starting to execute trades more independently, developing your own trading strategies.
So less following directions, more finding your own way in the market jungle.
Exactly. You're analyzing data, forming your hypotheses, and putting them to the test. This is where you can really make a name for yourself.
I bet that's both exhilarating and terrifying. It definitely takes a certain personality type to thrive on that, no doubt.
So what does the junior trader profile in the guide look like?
They've really honed their skills to execute those independent trades, for one. They're building profitable trading strategies, not just toying around.
Basically, they've got a knack for spotting those diamond-in-the-rough opportunities in the market data, right?
Right, but they also emphasize collaboration, which I thought was important.
Oh, so it's not all cutthroat competition on the trading floor.
Not exactly. Junior traders work a lot with research teams, staying ahead of the curve, so those teamwork and communication skills come into play too.
You're not a lone wolf. You're part of a pack, a very numbers-oriented pack.
Exactly. And at this stage, they usually have the CMT designation chartered market technician on their resume. So it's not just experience anymore. They've got the credentials to back it up.
Okay, breaking down those acronyms for us regular folks, what's so special about the CMT?
Well, it's globally recognized for financial technicians. Basically, it means you're an expert in technical analysis, using charts and historical data to spot those market trends.
So instead of relying on gut feelings, you're looking for patterns, like a market detective.
In a way, yes. It shows a commitment to rigorous analysis, understanding those market patterns deeply, not just guessing which way the wind's going to blow.
I don't just play the market, they say. I'm here to science the market.
There you go. That's the spirit. Okay, so you've totally crushed it as a junior trader. You're practically a trading floor legend by now. What's left? What's the peak of this mountain we're climbing?
Yeah, what comes after legend?
Yeah.
Asking for a friend.
That, my friend, is where you hit senior futures trader. You are the conductor of this orchestra, calling the shots, managing portfolios, mentoring those newbie traders. You've seen it all.
Okay, but let's be real. It can't all be thrilling trades and fat stacks of cash. What about the downsides? What does the guide say about the challenges of this job?
Well, for starters, the stress is no joke. Like, you're dealing with massive amounts of money, making split-second decisions that could make or break, well, everything.
Yeah, high stakes doesn't even begin to cover it.
Right. The guide doesn't sugarcoat it at all. This isn't a career path for someone who gets rattled easily.
So nerves of steel are a must-have, not just a nice-to-have. But is that something you can even learn? Or are some people just born for that kind of pressure cooker environment?
It's probably a bit of both. Some people are definitely naturally more comfortable with risk, but the guide emphasizes that resilience is a skill you can develop. It's about reframing those setbacks, not as failures, but as learning experiences.
So every loss is a lesson, every mistake is an opportunity to get better.
Exactly. Anyone can make a bad call, but it's how you bounce back that really matters in this line of work.
So it's not just about being right, it's about how you handle being wrong, which, let's face it, happens to everyone, right?
It's inevitable.
And speaking of essential skills, what about emotional intelligence? That seems huge in such a fast-paced, high-pressure field.
It's absolutely crucial. The guide even goes pretty deep on this, emphasizing the importance of self-awareness.
Oh, interesting. So being able to recognize your own emotional state and how that might influence your trading.
Precisely. Are you feeling impulsive after a big win? Maybe a little too eager to jump into the next trade? Or the opposite, overly cautious after a loss, hesitant to pull the trigger when you should? Being able to separate your emotions from the ups and downs of the market, that's key.
It's like you need to be part therapist, part market guru.
In a way, yeah. You have to understand not just the numbers on the screen, but also what's going on in your own head.
So mastering your own psychology is as important as any trading strategy.
Absolutely. Some traders even swear by mindfulness techniques, meditation, things like that, to stay grounded amidst all that market chaos. It's about finding what helps you stay calm, focused, and objective when things get wild.
Which brings us right back to those tough interview questions we talked about earlier. They're not just trying to see if you know your stuff, but also how you handle the heat.
Spot on. They're looking for your thought process, how you analyze risk, how you recover from a bad call. And those are things a platform like RoleCatcher can actually help you prepare for, which I think is amazing.
It's like having a career coach on demand. Those mock interview questions, the AI feedback on your answers, even your body language. I mean, that's invaluable for this kind of career.
Couldn't agree more. It's all about presenting your best self, not just in terms of your skills and experience, but also your ability to handle the unique challenges of the trading world.
So to kind of bring it all home for our listeners, it seems like becoming a futures trader is this incredibly challenging, but potentially very rewarding journey.
It definitely takes a special combination of skills, that's for sure. Analytical thinking, emotional intelligence, and that drive to keep learning and adapting no matter what the market throws at you.
And while there's obviously huge potential for reward, it's not for everyone. You really need to understand the demands, the risks, the emotional toll it can take.
Right, you're not just punching a clock, you're living and breathing the market every single day. It takes a certain type of personality to not just survive in that world, but to actually thrive in it.
Exactly. But hey, for those who are drawn to this world, the intellectual challenge, that fast-paced environment, and yeah, let's be honest, the potential financial upside,
Yeah.
they can be an incredibly fulfilling career.
And with tools like RoleCatcher making the job search and the skill building process more accessible, who knows? Maybe we'll see even more people taking the plunge into the world of futures trading in the future.
I'm excited to see where it all goes. It's
Yeah.
a fascinating field, constantly evolving, and today's deep dive has given us a lot to think about. So thanks for joining us on this journey into the wild world of futures trading. Until next time.